Anybody moves, anybody says anything, cut the boy's other eye out, feed it to his father, and then we'll start. You can breathe. You can blink. You can cry. Hell, you're all gonna be doing that.
There were 3 words pressed against my mind after watching The Walking Dead's Season 7 premiere. I don't care. Not only was this how I felt, but it also seems like that's how the writers felt.
I simply cannot decide.
This season premiere couldn't have been a bigger middle finger to the fans unless they literally wrote one out in zombie carcasses. But before I explain the main reason I hate this episode, I want to set the scene for those who haven't seen it. Also, spoilers. So, after capturing Rick and the other protagonists, Negan plays Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo to choose who he's going to kill, so that the precedent is set that if anyone disobeys him, someone's gonna be on the wrong end of his barbed wire bat, Lucille. So, after Negan kills Abraham, Daryl does this. Which, of course, could have only ended like this.
Back to it.
And there it is, the unforgivable sin. Conflict at the character's expense. When I say that, I'm not talking about the expense of Glenn or Abraham's life in the name of the story's conflict. There's no denying that characters need to die in a show like The Walking Dead. We need to know that things can go wrong for our heroes, or else there are no stakes. There's no reason to watch. This is not what I'm talking about when I say conflict at the character's expense. I'm talking about when the source of conflict directly undermines a character's value and causes the rest of the story to feel cheap. Daryl. After Abraham dies, Daryl punches Negan in the face. Mind you, before this scene, Negan makes it abundantly clear that any form of insubordination will not be tolerated.
Anybody moves, anybody says anything, cut the boy's other eye out, feed it to his father, and then we'll start.
This punch, this lashing out, is the catalyst for Negan killing Glenn. This is conflict at the character's expense, specifically Daryl's. If I had to sum up Daryl Dixon in one word, I would say survivalist. Daryl Dixon will do whatever he has to do in order to survive. It doesn't matter if it's messy. It doesn't matter if it's hard. He's willing to endure great pain and discomfort in order to see tomorrow. At his core, Daryl Dixon is a survivalist. And a survivalist would never do this. Would he have lashed out if Carl was killed? Probably not, but maybe. The argument could be made at least, since over the course of the show, it's been made clear that he cares about Carl. But would Daryl lash out and risk the entire group's lives for avenging Abraham? Which brings me to my next point. Daryl is the epitome of an emotional minimalist. Sometimes taking seasons to show any form of an emotional attachment to a character. They just weren't that close. They shared a handful of good moments together, there's no denying that. But Daryl is not the kind of guy to get emotionally attached that easily. I just don't buy it. And this is arguably the worst part of it all. Abraham died for nothing. Daryl's actions rendered Abraham's death obsolete. Abraham got the bat to the head so that everyone else knew that Negan meant business. It was an honorable death for the character, and it served a purpose within the story. Daryl punching Negan threw that sacrifice away, and for what? A moment of catharsis? It'd be one thing if he grabbed a nearby object and tried to kill Negan right then and there. But what was Daryl's plan? Just sock him in the jaw, old Captain America style? All of this because Daryl felt like giving Negan a right hook, even though it risked every single person's life in the group that he supposedly cares about so much? It just doesn't add up. It's a glaring character inaccuracy that empathetically disconnects the audience from the character they're rooting for. There was a time when I would have been furious if they killed off Daryl. Hell, I almost bought one of those stupid "if Daryl dies, we riot" iPhone cases. Now, I don't care. That is conflict at the character's expense.